have about there's a 15-year-old young girl that was jumped by some gang members in Brooklyn out of Utica Avenue, and I believe it due to a dispute for one of the gang members. It was really after school around 4:10 p.m. And the video was very disturbing. It was very sad, and they proceeded. I believe saw a few suspects. They proceeded to take her Air Jordans and continue to walk away. Now, good thing is they captured like 11 of the people, and they charged them for robbery and assault. One was 14 years of age. Now, people were saying that this is this is really egregious behavior. This is very unacceptable, and it goes down to the roots of them being involved in a like a not a two-parent household or single mothers. And yeah, we can blame all the single mothers, but I believe when you jump individual and you participate in gang activity, it's an individual problem. Yeah, that your environment may have a factor in that, that can pretty much influence your decisions, but you have to have a choice to make at the end of the day. You have a choice. Ben Carson, he he had a single mother, and his mother took upon herself to make these necessary steps to homeschool him, to make sure he was taking care of his math, his science, going to summer school, and she transferred all that energy to him that, hey, you can be somebody. Go ahead and go to school, learn, read. He had to read a lot of books. He had to read like a chapter a day before he can actually go outside and play and have like participate in those regular kids activities. So the reason why I brought that story up with Ben Carson is that he made a choice to continuously do that. Yeah, his mother stepped in and helped him in his life, but we have to understand this too. I can't blame everything on the single mothers. Even some of this that probably took place in a two-parent household, but for the sake of the argument, even if it's single mothers, you got some of them, they have the great intentions to raising their sons, to raising their daughters, raising their type of kids, their kids to be successful. But for whatever reason, you got some people, that want to do what they want to do, and they just feel like they want to emasculate, I guess, this masculine feature of just being around a group of dudes and terrorizing your own community. And it's very sad, to really hear about your own people doing this type of things. And I have to report on this because this has to be said, and this is my narrative and my perspective, that you're not thinking and you're ahead of time in your future, that okay, if I do decide I had a dispute, I had a disagreement with this 15-year-old girl, I'm not going to get 20 of my boys and jump this young girl and make a statement. I'm going to talk to her, digress, and keep my distance and see if I can make a solution. As men, we create solutions. Well, we find a way, to eliminate the problem, and we find solutions. Okay, it's the opposite of women, and you look at how society is. That as a man, it's they feel like it's okay to have this feminine nature. To go around like this is this type of things that females would do, because you don't really rarely see females fight one on one like this. They usually get a group of their girls, they get all emotional, and they try to jump and beat this one girl up. And just seeing a 15-year-old woman, just getting beat down like this is misunderstanding. It's not. It's truly unacceptable, and in so many reasons. Even despite there are African Americans, but you're throwing on your future. You're going to the juvenile. This is going to be potentially be on your record for a very long time, and it's going to be hard for you if even you have a change of heart. People still going to look at that like what you have done. You robbery, you assault. Now you're going to have to start your own business. You're gonna have to start something from the ground up, and then now you didn't even start your life. You're not even going towards adulthood. This is going to set you back, not only financially but mentally. And I wonder if this the type of stuff that was going on through their heads before they enacted and this proceeded to punch her and stomp on her. And I'm looking at this like, wow, this is it's crazy, man. And I feel sorry for the parents and for the little girl. She's traumatized through this experience. But I will say this, man. As a man, you can't be discouraged by doing things like this. This is not a good way. Look at this as a prime and perfect example. This is not a good way to go about and handling situations with anybody. It's not cool. It's not a statement. I mean, you think that you're just gonna get away with this, not knowing that it's cameras everywhere. Even if you're in the hood or whatever. I mean, you got people videotaping this type of stuff. You didn't even have your mask cover. I mean, you wearing bandanas. I mean, people said that these are pretty much affiliated with New York Crips. It could be, and you wonder why like stop and frisk is continuously to being developed by Governor Cuomo and other governors in New York, to go ahead and, like, we have different politicians like your Michael Bloomberg, who decided to drop out of the presidential race, but he was the mayor of New York in one particular time, and he wanted to stop and frisk, and just pretty much develop in New York to stop individuals and just pretty much just doing an initial interview on them about like if they have any contraband or anything. And maybe he looks at this, it's stripping their rights, but these are the type of situations that you see over and over again in social media and all over the world. And you see this in America. Hey, it just kind of proves the politicians right that actually support stop and frisk. So these are just like a set group of people. I'm not going to sit up here and say this represents the whole black race, because everyone is not on the right same agenda. Everyone might not have a vision of developing and starting a family, having that great family structure, putting developing the right household, and ensue like great morals to their sons and daughters. But I just really pray for the souls of these people here that continues to listen to games all over the world, that they will have a change of heart and trying to transfer their energy into something better, to something good, like own your own neighborhoods. Come up with, like, what the Black Panthers have done. Educate your kids, educate your people. I mean, it's good to be armed and everything, but why are you using that against your own people? Then get upset when somebody or your family member gets killed and you have them on a T-shirt, and it's just really sad, man. So it's a vicious cycle that goes on. I just want to really bring my thoughts on this and this 15-year-old. But as a critical analysis in this situation here, it's clearly more of a beta male some type of activity that went on here and that took place with a 15-year-old last week. But it's your boy Young Jr. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. Please donate to the channel at the cash out. Tell me what you guys think, man. But it's really a no male identity here that's going on in America. I mean, it's making it seem like it's okay for males to dress in feminine clothing. It's making it okay for them to transition to another gender. It's a very negative factor here that really goes on. So we need good, outstanding men to continue to push forward, man. And that's all I really have to say, man. It's a really sad thing, but I'm continuously bringing news here. For interviews, please message me at Ronnie Jones Jr. on Facebook, and we can talk about anything, politics, business, and life. I love you guys. I'm out. Deuces.